What's up, BoobTube? Today we're taking the motor out of this bad boy. I don't know if I've posted it yet or not. It will be posted before this video goes up, but the track day video, and you can see what the oil pressure is in the motor. I know it had good oil pressure. It's more than likely it's going to be the front cover O-ring. So we're going to pull it out and go through the whole motor. It's been together for 2 years now, and so it's just going to be a good time to pull it down and make sure everything's wearing well and everything. So I'm going to do mainly time lapse today, possibly, since I'm going to have some buddies come over and help me pull the motor. Race car, so we will probably have this whole thing out within an hour or so, and it should go fairly quickly. So let's get started. All right, got the car off the ground, oil and water drained out of it, got the oil filter off. Here it is. It looks brand new. I probably should have saved that oil and reused it, but better safe than sorry. There's not even nothing in the bottom of the can, top of the can I should say. So I'm not gonna cut this part since I can't, like, even in the open, the really wide spots, there's nothing in there. So everything looks good for it having low oil pressure, so we'll just go through it and assume that it's just going to be a once over on all the internals to make sure everything's good. So let's get started in pulling this out. Alright, well, I'm to the point of all I have left to do is pull the transmission bolts and pull the engine mounts, and it should come out. I time-lapsed the whole thing, but I may not. If you saw it, then cool. If not, I might not put it in. Looks like it focused on something directly in front of the camera, so everything is blurry, but it's neither here nor there. The starter's already out. Drained a little bit more oil out of it when I unhooked the cooler lines. I may take the alternator off to help squeeze by the lip of the frame rail there. I'm going to try with it on to see, but all the electrical connections are disconnected and everything is ready to go. So let me wheel the cherry picker over here and pop this thing out. She's out, boys, on the ground, a little over an hour. Had to figure out how to get a few things out since when I initially put the motor in the car, a lot of stuff wasn't in it, and one of the things that I had to do was remove this motor mount to get past the steering column, and you can kind of see me doing that in the time lapse there. Other than that, it's pretty easy to pull. I'm gonna clean up some stuff on this, and glad to see that my fix on the transmission worked. It's no longer leaking oil all over the place, and everything seems to be wearing very well. Not a lot of wear on stuff. So I'm gonna wipe down everything real good, since I don't plan on pushing this out and pressure washing it or anything. And then we will get this mounted up on the engine stand and start disassembling stuff off the engine. So let's get to it. All right, it is on the engine stand, and the next thing that I'm going to do is pull the carburetor off of it and pull the wiring harness off of it, and then I'm probably going to stop there for today and go do something else, because this has been a very successful day. And I got the engine bay wiped down a little bit, cleaned up a bit. Still not perfect, but it's better than what it was. Still got a few more things to kind of wipe down, but it's back to looking white instead of a white with a shade of black across it, so that's good. But other than that, I did find a little material when I pulled the drain line off for the oil cooler. There's a smidge of shiny in there. It doesn't look like much, so hopefully it's all a-okay. We'll know shortly. Once I pull the oil pan off, I'll know for sure how bad it is. But everything so far is indicating that me being mean to it and running it with only 40 pounds of oil pressure has not hurt too much. But we'll know more once I dig into it. At this point, everything points towards the front oil control ring that sits behind this, or front cover O-ring that sits behind this, being the culprit for why it has low oil pressure. So what's in the oil pan doesn't indicate, or what's in that doesn't indicate that a bearing spun or anything like that. So I would expect more brass in it if that was the case. So that could just be like break-in, because I don't unhook that line when I change the oil. So that could be from when it's broken in and it just had never pushed up through everything. So I don't know. We'll figure it out and go from there. So I'm gonna get this stuff pulled off and call it good for the day. Deuces, guys.